guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Coles, and today we're gonna get into this really cute purple eye look. Now, normally I stay away from purple makeup on my lids because I just feel like it's not made for me. I don't want to say made for me, but I don't know. In my mind, I just made myself believe that I wouldn't look nice in purple makeup. But we're gonna do it today because I really want to wear purple. I was on Instagram the other day, and on the explore page, and I just saw this really pretty purple eye look pop up, and I was just so like, wow, I love that. So I was like, you know what, I have to do it for myself today. I have to try to do a purple look, like get over that like purple's not made for me, like just go for it. So we're gonna be using the Huda Beauty Amnesty palette, and this is nothing but purple shades. You guys know how I feel about these mini Huda Beauty palettes. It's part of her Obsessions collections that she has. They're awesome, they're great. If you are a beginner to makeup, I recommend them for everyone, but especially for beginners. And then we're gonna dabble a little into the Jackie Aina palette. Normally I don't like to use two palettes when doing my makeup, but for this look I think I might need to use two palettes. Lately, when it comes to my makeup, I've been prepping my skin before I even go in and do anything. And the reason I've been doing that is because I feel like I get better results when I do it that way. So I'm currently using the Black Opal Invisible Oil Blackening Primer. I do have an entire video dedicated to different primers, and I believe this primer was one of the primers that I've been loving. So yeah, definitely check it out. And the reason I'm using this oil blocking primer is because we're going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. So luminous kind of means hydrating. So it's not going to be the most mattifying foundation. So we're going to go in with that. So I just want to kind of prep my skin in the very beginning, even before I do my brows, because I feel like that'll give the product a good chance to work and do its thing. That's what I've been doing lately, and I feel like I've been getting really good results by doing that. So I'm also going to go in with my Versali, and on top of the Versali, I'm going to go in with the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I've told you guys that this is the perfect dupe for the Benefits Pore Professional. So I just want to give you guys more affordable alternatives, because I feel like it's good just to have different options. I like different options, so why not give you guys different options, especially since I love them. I love options. We're gonna apply all of that onto my skin, and also I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera, and then we're gonna come back and just jump right into the eyes. So we'll be right back. Like a commercial, we'll be right back. My brows came out a little thicker than I expected, but we're just gonna go with the flow. For the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, I use it in my T-zone area and then down here where my pores get a little bigger. I forgot to mention that earlier, and I just want to put that out there for anyone that might be new to my channel, just so you can know how I use it. For eyes today, to prep it, and for my base, I'm going to be using the Makeup by Mario Master Eye Prep and Set, and I got it in the shade Deep. Hold up, wait guys, my hands are really ashy. I meant to put lotion on before. Oh my God. I'm sorry, like I really got y'all staring at ash. What is wrong with me? Because I just washed my beauty blender, so my hands are a little ashy from that. I put lotion on, guys, okay? Like I put lotion on. Back to what I was saying. I actually did an entire review on the Makeup by Mario collection. I mostly reviewed the items that appealed to me and the items that I purchased for me to use. And I told you guys that this was one of my favorite products that he released because I think it's very innovative. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop it on my lid. I'm gonna use P5 on my lid just to create the base, and I'm gonna set it with the powder. This is just lotion. All right, so let's do that very quickly. And I'm just using an e.l.f. brush. This was part of the e.l.f. and Nabella collection. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it all on my lid. And guys, keep in mind, it looks a little darker in the pan. Once you put it on your lid, it just comes out so much brighter. It's such a great product, and it's a cream concealer also. I loved using it, and I wanted to put it to the test again because the last time I used it, well, my first time ever using it was with his palette. So I want to just make sure that no matter what palette I use, I'm still gonna get that color payoff. So I love, love, love this. And I'm gonna grab another flat brush and I'm just gonna go into the shade P6, which is a little bit darker than P5. And I'm gonna go above it and just add some of P6 just to blend right into P5. Again, I like using both shades because I feel like it does a really good job of like a shade that's not too light going up towards my brows, and then it blends right into the lighter concealer shade. I really like the way that looks when I use both of them. The final step I'm gonna do is use this powder to set this eye. I'm gonna be using another e.l.f. brush by Nabella. This is their blending brush, but I'm just gonna use it just to pat the product onto my lid and set it on in there. The first palette we're gonna go into is our Jackie Aina palette. Y'all know this is a goodie. It's such a great palette. The first shade we're gonna go into is the shade Credit. I'm gonna use a M506 brush by Morphe. I love to use these smaller brushes because it really gives you control as to where you're placing the shadow. So I'm just gonna get some color onto this brush and then we're gonna apply it. I'm gonna go above my crease just a little bit. As you guys know, I don't have the most eye space, so I really like to move my shadows upwards. Some people don't like when their shadows are right under their eyebrows. Listen, I don't care. I need space. So we're gonna place it right up here. Just a little close to under the brow. We're just bringing it forward. This palette is very pigmented. And it's okay if it doesn't look perfect because we're gonna like blend it out in a little bit. I just wanted to kind of like get that, the shades where I want it first, and then I'm gonna go over it and blend it and just kind of like make it look better. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more product onto the brush and we're just gonna go back and forth and blend that out just a little bit. Just to make it look more fine-tuned. I'm gonna pick up another M506 brush and we're gonna go into the Huda Beauty palette and we're gonna go into this shade right here. This is like more of like a darker concentrated purple. Let me just swatch it so I can show you guys what I mean. Do you see how rich that is? It's very intense. I was debating between going with this purple and then the one from the Jackie Aina palette, but I kind of felt like the Jackie Aina palette one was a little lighter. It wasn't as intense. Let me swatch it for you guys, just so you can see. You see that difference? Like this one is just like more richer and plumper, and then this is like a true, I feel, purple. So yeah, we're gonna go into this palette and we're gonna grab this color here. Keep in mind the Huda Beauty palettes, the shades don't have names, so that's why I'm just pointing to them. And the Jackie Aina palette, the brown shade that I used was called Credit. And I'm just gonna go like right under that brown and add this purple in there. Like I'm patting it right underneath it. You can still see the brown, and underneath it is that purple, just to like intensify it and just to start to introduce my purple into the eye. Like for me, I love to work with my browns because I feel like my browns are always like the best shade to use as like a transitional shade, a shade to introduce another shade into. Sometimes when I want to darken a shade, I feel like having brown as my base is just like perfect, because sometimes you don't always want to use black. Like, do you see how you can tell it's purple, but it's very intense? I love the way that looks, and I kind of feel like that's what I want to go for. So it's just working that purple underneath it, because I'm not going towards like the outer edges with the purple. I'm literally just like staying within where we blended that brown out and just patting it in. So for just anyone out there, like sometimes when you want to intensify your color, but you want to kind of layer the colors onto each other, it's good to use like a brown just to kind of intensify the look of a color. Because black can just get so out of hand, and black can be very intimidating. So for me, any reason to avoid using black, I'm taking it. I'm really just not the girl that likes to use black on her eyes very much. I'm gonna go back into that Jackie Aina palette. We're gonna go back into the shade Credit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dab it twice, knock off any excess, and I'm just gonna go right into this outer area and just pop it right in there and blend it inwards. Just blend it out into the edges, just to kind of like not help it look so tense. I already did it on that side, just blending it. At this point, we're about to cut the crease. I'm sure you guys already knew we were cutting the crease. Y'all already know. To cut my crease, I'm going to use, where's my brush? I'm gonna be using this M210 brush by Morphe. It's a smaller flat brush. I love to use brushes like this whenever I'm cutting my crease because I feel like it gives me really good control. I also, again, don't have a lot of eye space, so you are going to make that decision as to the type of brush you want to use when it comes to cutting your crease. But I always say go with the smaller brush. I know it's more time consuming, but you get more control and you can be a little bit more precise. Normally to cut my crease, I use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, but today we're going to try the Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer in the shade number 11. I'm going to go ahead and put some on the back of my hand. And I'm going to get to work. I'm going to start cutting. I'm going to start down at the bottom of the lid like this. And I like to work it into my inner corner and create the cut crease shape. To set that concealer that we just used to cut the crease, I'm gonna go back into the Mario palette. Oh no, I did not mean to do that. Oh, I just dug my nails in. And I'm gonna grab that same brush I was using earlier and we're just gonna go over it and set it with this powder. I really like this powder. It's just so fine. It's just so nicely milled. We're gonna go into the Jackie Aina palette again, and we're gonna go into the shade Big Wig. And we're just gonna start to apply that towards the outer V and slowly bring it inwards. And I'm gonna use an M506 brush again, just to be able to control how I'm applying it towards that outer V. And you don't wanna blend anything, you just wanna like place it so the color pigmentation starts to pay off, and then we're gonna blend. The M506 brush that we used earlier in this darker plum color, you're gonna dip back into it, and then you're gonna take it and you're gonna focus it on this very outer area. Right here, right in this little space here. Just going back and forth, building up the intensity of that color. Do you see how messy this outer corner of my eye is? This is precisely why I like to do my eye makeup before my foundation, because sometimes it gets really messy. Okay, so all I did was continue going back and forth, adding the darker purple on the outside, and then I went in with the lighter purple and I patted it in. I brought it even more into the eye, just like that. I'm not gonna add any product onto the brush that we were using for Big Wig. So the lighter purple I'm talking about is Big Wig. I'm not gonna add any more product onto it. All I'm just gonna do is like just pat right in this space right here. Just pat it. Just because I kind of want to like diffuse it a little bit. I'm gonna grab another M506 brush. Clearly, I love these brushes by Morphe. If you have never used them, please use them. They're just really good with like just allowing you to place your product where you want to place them. So we're gonna go in with this shade here first. We're just gonna gently pat it right into that space right here. Just patting it in and just allowing the shades to kind of like gradiate into each other. The next shade we're gonna go in with is this shade down here. Super cute. I'm gonna swatch it just so you guys can see what it looks like on, simply because I feel like in the palette you don't really see how pretty this shade is. Super pretty. I'm gonna take a small flat brush and I'm just going to work that into the eye. Ooh, I love it, guys. I love this. So pretty. So pretty. So in the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, I'm the shade 490W. I'm just gonna grab a foundation brush. I'm sorry, like my mirror's like in the way and I couldn't see my brushes. I'm gonna just do 2 pumps, I think. Yeah, about this much, and we're just gonna start to like spread it out all on my face. To blend my face out, I'm gonna use my Sonia Kashi beauty sponge. You guys know I love this beauty sponge. It's one of my favorite affordable beauty sponges to use. Like, these sponges remind you why you don't have to spend like 20 or whatever amount of dollars on an expensive beauty sponge, because these, you know, drugstore brands, they make some really good ones. The Sonia Kashi one I'm obsessed with. I'm also obsessed with my e.l.f. one. I feel like I'm always talking about these two because they're just that good. Oh, maybe I should have cleaned up a little bit before putting foundation. Whatever. We're gonna clean up the eyes in a second. For concealer, we're gonna go in with the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. Now, guys, I purchased this concealer when it first came out and I never used it. It literally just sat in my makeup drawer, never getting any attention or any loving. So I was like, you know what, let me try it today. Like, why not? Just go for it since I've had it for so long. I'm the shade MD23. I actually used Jackie Aina as my reference. I did not go into Sephora to double check if this was my right shade, so we'll see. If it's too light, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. I love this little applicator. I love it. It's like, I want to compare it. Like, if you compare it to the Juvia's Place applicator, you're going to see the difference in size. Do you see this? Like, do you see this? This is nice because you can really work it under your eye comfortably. And I like that. Wow. I'm upset. I purchased it and never used it. I don't know if you guys ever do that where like you buy makeup and then you don't necessarily use it that very moment that you purchase it. Okay, shade's not bad. I think it's a little, I guess I gotta blend it out to really see, but I watched her review on it when it first came out and I feel like this was the shade she used, so I was like, let me go ahead and just get the shade Jackie Aina uses, but this might be, I don't know, I think this is the right shade. I'm definitely putting on too much. Like, y'all already know what it is. I always complain about putting on too much concealer, and look, I put on too much concealer. Because I don't remember what she said about the way it dries, I'm just gonna do it section by section just because I don't know how it dries. So yeah, let me just start to blend this out. All right, so we're gonna go in with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic powder in the shade Gobi. I love this powder. I love it. And I've talked about this a couple of times on my channel, but for some reason I stopped using it. I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly I was bugging. This shade right here, one of my favorite shades. I'm gonna go ahead and just like brush off any excess powder that's left over on my face. Boom, I look ghostly. And that's what we're doing with it. Just going over my entire face, very gently dusting everything off. I'm gonna go in with my Black Radiance contour palette. I feel like I talk about this palette so much. I tell you guys how amazing it is, how necessary it is for every female to have it. I don't care what your complexion is, have it, because they have something for everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and do a powder contour with this. We're gonna go into my highlighted areas with a different powder. We're gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Mocha, number 360. And I'm just gonna go over the setting powder that I use with it, and we're just gonna push it into the skin. I'm gonna use my Sephora bronzer in the shade Ibiza. And we're just gonna bronze it up, baby. You guys know how I feel about bronzer, so let's just start bronzing. So we're gonna go back into the eye. I wanna go back into the Jackie Aina palette, and I wanna add the color Big Wig that we used as like that middle shade to right under the eye, just to kind of like tie everything into each other. So just go right ahead and add it to your lash, to your under eye area. You know what? Don't bring it all the way inwards. Just like work it around the outer area. In the inner space right here where we didn't add any color, we're gonna go back into the Huda Beauty palette. Ooh, if I can open it, we're gonna go back into that shade that we added on the inner area, in the inner corner of the eye, and we're just gonna pop that underneath. Just like tie everything into each other. So we are gonna line my eye. We're gonna use the Rare Beauty, what is this called again? Perfect Strokes liner. You guys know I'm obsessed with this liner. It happens to be my favorite liner right now. For lashes, guys, you guys know I've been rocking these lashes here. They're by Cara Beauty, And I don't know, I've just really been liking them. If you watched my Ulta haul video, then you know I was talking about how I don't have any lashes right now that I love. But maybe these might be it for me to prep my eyelashes for lashes. I'm going to go in with the NARS Climax mascara. Y'all know that I don't feel like this mascara does anything for my natural lashes. So I like to use them whenever I'm wearing falsies. I just feel like it's silly to use a mascara that I love under lashes when I can use something that I don't feel makes a difference. Like, do you guys feel like it made a difference for my eyes? Come on, be realistic. No. While that dries down, I'm gonna go in with some blush. We're gonna go into the e.l.f. Blush palette, and this is the dark one. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. We're just gonna pop some onto my face. Now y'all know I love me some blush, so just get with the program. I'm loving. Okay, so let's pop on these lashes. I've showed you guys this trick in a previous makeup tutorial. I'm just gonna line my eye with the lash glue and then pop the lash onto my eye. Where are my tweezers? The lash. I like just to fan the eye just a little bit, about that much, and then just pop the lash right onto the eye. I like to use a tweezer, but you can literally use your fingers doing this because that's how just easy it really makes the whole process. All right, we're gonna move on to the lip. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lip with this Wet n Wild liner. This is in the shade Don't Be a Prune. And the color we're gonna put on my lip today is by Christian Dior. And this is the shade 895. It doesn't have a name, but let me swatch it a little for you guys. It's like this darkish purple shade. I feel like it'll be perfect. Ooh, honey. We're gonna go ahead and set the face using the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. It's up to 16-hour wear, and I really wanted to try this. It was $10. I love the packaging, so I was like, I'm buying it. I love e.l.f. That's really why I bought it. I was like, I love e.l.f. I'm buying it. So let's just mist it first, get some product out. Ooh, it's a nice mist. And let's go crazy. Has a scent to it too. Okay, scent. All right, my loves, that about wraps it up. This is the final look. I think it came out super cute. I love it. Can you believe I was like extremely afraid of wearing purple on my lids? And it looks good on me, honey. I don't care. It looks really, really good. I am very, very happy with the outcome. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Join my family here on YouTube. Also, comment down below if there is any color that you're like afraid to put on your lids. For me, it was purple, and I'm happy I finally did it. I will see you guys in my next upload, and as always, love first. Mwah. Bye, my babies.